Forever now.
Next, we have to have a physical quorum then to vote.
Yeah, so if you're, I think we adopted the rules in November that 50% of our team have to be in person. And then you can have no more than 2 virtual meetings in a row. So Tony, if you had meetings outside of the office or outside of your office and you needed to call in, you could do 2 meetings in a row, but that third one you'd have to be physically within the city or within City Hall.
Gotcha.
Okay.
So can Brad vote?
Yes. Yep. So he's good. But then Brad Johnson, then you could have your next meeting could be virtual, but then the following you could not be virtual.
Who's keeping track of all this?
Me and Kay. Yep.
I think that's the
Yep.
secretary.
So given that it's 4:03 approximately, are we doing an executive session today?
No. So members of the public we have, I'll let Kay do a roll call and then I can share who from outside of the organization is on.
Anyway, we'll have a call to begin our regular meeting.
And we'll roll call. Mr. Johnson.
Present.
Thank you. Mr. Schoenrock.
Here.
Mr. Rente.
Here.
Mr. Cannon.
Yes, here.
Mr. Bonicus.
Available here.
And Mr. Boyer.
Yes.
Thank you.
On the line, Kay, is Lawrence Summers from staff, Lisa Bradford from the Controller's Office, Rick Hall, and I believe Larry Lannon.
So we have a confirmation of a quorum and
That is correct, sir.
thank you very much. Appreciate that, Madam Secretary. Has everyone had the opportunity to review the February 21st, 2022 meeting minutes?
I have.
May I have a motion to approve those minutes?
So moved.
A second? I will second. Excellent. All in favor of approving those minutes, say aye.
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 Those against, same sign. Looks like we have an approval of the minutes. I've been practiced a little bit this time versus the last time. Approval of claims. Lawrence, you're in charge, buddy.
Yep, only 2 items. One is the Hagen contract that you guys already approved the professional services agreement for that. And the second is Marathon Health that had a sublease in our the Byron Agent building. They at least terminated in the early December, but they kept sending us payments. And they just asked us for those payments back. So that's all those 2 items are, but I'm happy to answer any other questions.
Any questions? Given that, may I get a motion to approve?
I will move to approve the claim.
Anderson, thank you very much. May I have a second?
I'll second. This is Damon.
Damon, excellent job. Appreciate that. All in favor, say aye.
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 Any against, same sign. Given that we have approved the claim. I would like to open the public hearing to review the following, which is FRC 01R030722, Commission Resolution approving execution of lease.
Beck, I think you're on, and we'll let you go through this.
Sure. So this is a follow-up on the Highline project that we've talked about in the past, and you know you're in the process of creating the allocation areas. This financing of the project would take place through a lease between the building corporation and the commission. And in order for the commission to approve that lease, they have to hold a public hearing and adopt the approval that's before for you. So this meeting's been noticed with 10 days notice to give the opportunity for the public to comment if there's any on the line. And otherwise, I'd be happy to answer any questions. Nothing's changed since we've talked about the creation of the area.
Does anyone have any questions? We have no questions, therefore, I would like a motion to approve FRC 01R030722, the resolution. We have to approve both. A different, correct?
I think our second item is different and unrelated, so
The lease, though, do we have to approve the resolution and the lease?
No, the resolution is approving the lease.
Oh, okay.
So
Yeah,
just
the
one-
resolution does approve the lease. Yeah.
Hey, thanks, guys, appreciate that. I only noticed I don't want to do this 18 times. May I have a motion to approve the resolution?
This is Damon Gray. I will motion to approve.
Okay, thanks. Motion a second? Thank you. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, same sign. Any opposed, same sign? Looks like we have that passed. Thank you very much.
So,
Now, I'd like a motion. Do I motion to close this public hearing? I do motion to close the public hearing. Do I have a motion to close the public hearing?
Yeah, it really should be closed before you vote on the resolution. But is there anybody from the public there?
yes, we do have one member of the public.
Then we need to offer him or her an opportunity to offer any comment or question.
Can I open that up?
Yes, does our public guest have any questions? If not, going once, twice, we will move forward to approve and have approved. Do we have to vote on it again or no?
Yeah, I would
Let's
do
go
that.
ahead.
I would vote to close the public hearing, and then I would vote on the resolution again. Sorry.
Okay.
about that.
No, you're fine. We'll do the voting in a moment here. Do you have a motion to close the public hearing?
This is Brad, so move.
May I have a second?
Second.
Second. So we have closed the public hearing. Do we need to get anybody off the line? Okay. Given that, I would like to get a motion to approve FRC 01R03 or 30722.
Motion to approve.
May I have a second?
I'll second.
All in favor, say aye.
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 Any opposed, same sign. It is approved. Congratulations. I would like to move on to FRC 02R030722. Seems like the same numbers there.
Yeah, it's FRC 02.
Okay. 02, okay, 01 and 02, okay. Resolution approving project agreement, CRG in 96th Street in Allisonville.
I will take this one. So this is the project with CRG, which is the residential and multifamily developer at 96 in Allisonville. So on that northwest corner of the intersection of 96 and Allisonville, there is about 120 total acres of undeveloped land out there. And I'll try and pull up the agreement that has the exhibit for reference. So CRG purchased this land. Oh, it is not in here. We'll get the one that has the exhibit to you, okay? The CRG purchased that land in 2020, and in May of this year, the city, through the previous agreements that Center Properties had on that area, they were supposed to dedicate 98 acres of parkland to the city. So earlier in May, we had gotten those 98 acres of parkland, which is right along the riverfront. And then this acreage and this development is right next to it. So a complete redevelopment of the entire corner. CRG also purchased the old Walgreens at 96 in Allisonville. They've torn that down if you've driven past there recently. But they are planning a complete, large multifamily development. So I think about 300 units of multifamily, so 4 lease. There will be 4 sale townhomes, and then they're dedicating 20 additional acres to the city for the riverfront park that we are seeking funding for through the Ready Grant. As part of this project, one of the most exciting things is the conversion of the intersection from a Michigan left to the roundabout. So as part of their commitment, they're providing the city, the cash amount is to be determined based off of impact fee reimbursements or impact fee credits, but somewhere around between $2.5 and $4 million towards the roundabout construction, which allows us to start the design right now and try and get that done within the next 18 months. They are doing a developer-backed and purchasing their own bonds. So that is great for us since we're not taking on any sort of liability through the city. We're also giving them a park impact fee credit, again, for those 25 acres that they're giving the city. A road impact fee credit because in the middle of the development, there is a large boulevard that they're having to construct. And then a sewer impact fee credit since there's no sewer out at the site. So this was a very, very well received project at council. In the public, I think everybody was thrilled to have that roundabout in the works. So we are super excited about this project. CRG is who we did the Nickel Plate North project with, just so the north side of 116th Street. They've been a great group to work with, and this project, they should start construction in August if timing continues to line up. So I'm happy to answer any questions on this one.
2 questions. One is, the additional 20 acres was on top of the 98 acres?
Mhm.
Okay, so that's very good.
Yep.
And then this one's a little bit more challenging question, because we're still paying off the Michigan left, right?
I don't believe that we still have bonds that we're paying on that.
I don't know the answer.
I honestly can't recall.
I just think at the end of the day, that'll probably be one of the most expensive intersections between the two, the Michigan left and the redesign here, at least in Hamilton County, if not.
There's one good piece of news on that
please.
front. So it's not perfect, but this is good news. So one issue we had with the former owner, they were supposed to contribute to that Michigan left, but because they never pulled permits, it never triggered the actual payment of money to the city toward the old design and development of that Michigan left. On this deal, the money that Megan was just talking about is coming in to the project, being transferred to the city on the day we issue the bond.
Okay.
There is no, we'll see what happens. And this developer, we obviously have a great relationship and we have a lot of confidence in them anyway, but there is no opportunity once the bond's issued for that project that the city isn't getting its contribution, because that is part of the closing commitment.
Okay, do you have enough land on all 4 corners to the roundabout?
That's another good.
Yeah, that is a really good question. Go ahead, Megan.
Thank you.
They are also dedicating the right-of-way for the intersection improvement. So we're not going to have to go to any of the other 3 corners to acquire right-of-way. So that saves us a ton of money as well.
So it'll be just like an offset roundabout to a certain degree.
I mean, it's a huge intersection right now, so I don't think that we're gonna have to take a ton, but if it is, it probably would skew to the northwest a little bit.
Yeah, I agree.
It's going to be a mayoral statue in the middle or something.
Maybe.
From the previous mayor of the intersection.
Muncie, come on.
Will they have to do anything with the extra, like, U-turn lanes, or are they just gonna keep the?
That's still in the design right now. So A&F Engineering is there. I would assume that they'll just keep the lanes there. In case somebody is really nostalgic and wants to keep going back through the Michigan left, but not that I'm aware of. So I don't know yet. I imagine that once the full design is done, there will be a large release of what that roundabout looks like.
But are you concerned about not being used to it, and you'll still do the Michigan left?
No,
roundabout?
I'm gonna embrace the roundabout, I'll just say that.
So what exactly are we needing to approve? The $1.9 million?
Nope, so it's the whole project agreement.
Okay.
Yes, so there will be bond, since it is a developer backed and purchase bond, that will be part of it eventually as well. But tonight it is just for the economic development agreement that includes the approval of the fee waivers, the credits, and the bond, and the bond amount. And I think the not to exceed amount in there was $21 million.
And those credits, Megan, what, has a number been identified as to the value of those credits?
So the sewer fee amount, I believe that it was 987,000. And then the road was 860,000
The Boulevard?
for the road and bridge impact fees, yes. So the credit, I believe. We're still finalizing those.
And the statute on the park impact fee credit, is it supposed to be, the amount of credit we give them is supposed to be essentially the same as the value of the land, the fair market value of the land being transferred. They bought that huge portion of property, as one big parcel, which makes the price a little bit lower. We're kind of waiting on them to come back to us with what they believe the number is. And then if it seems fair, based on, we have quite a bit of information on real estate right about now. So if it seems fair, we probably won't go out and actually appraise it, but we're just waiting to see whether we need to get it appraised or we're comfortable with the number they bring us based on their acquisition of the property, which we also know what they paid for it. So.
Yeah, I don't believe the cost of the redevelopment of the development of the park is included in that. That's going to be a separate issue.
That is. So as part of the White River regional, it was the Ready grant, so through the state. So we included the, we included the parkland as our project. So we're still working through the state right now to determine what that's going to look like. But we're hopeful, actually I'm going to try and share this now. We're hoping that that's going to be an eligible project for us to still be able to do the first phase of the park, which would be like, constructing a parking lot, maybe restrooms, and like a really basic trail network around it. Okay.
The state is providing significant grants for that White River development. I know, like
the Connor Prairie, that's on Carmel Clay on the west side of White River submitted project there as well. So let me see.
The Redevelopment Park got close to $30 million allocated to them to develop that park a little more effectively.
That I think that might be different funding.
Oh, okay, that was part of that whole, all the way through Hamilton County and Marion, but whatever.
So this is the 98 acres that we got, I think for $5,000 over the summer. This is the additional 20-ish acres that they're providing. This is the big boulevard that's going to connect all the way around. So then this is the multifamily here and townhomes back there. And then retail outlots along 96 and Allisonville.
That's a big site. When you drive by, you don't realize all that land.
Yeah, it's huge.
Yeah, it's enormous.
It's really cool.
And I don't know how much of that park will be floodplain at the end of the day. I assume quite a bit.
It's a decent amount, but it is beautiful back there. So it's going to be a really, really neat amenity.
I think the floodplain really just goes up, Megan, you can correct me, but I think the floodplain goes into the area we've already acquired. I don't think it comes up to the property that we are acquiring from CRG. I think it stops at some point on what we already
I
have.
see what you mean, yeah. That marshy looking area is part of the floodplain is my assumption.
I've made the mistake of throwing out to the developer, hey, I think a lot of that parkland's underwater, and they corrected me pretty fast.
Right.
You know, that consider the developable land.
Yes.
Better believe it.
Yeah, oh, yeah, no doubt. Do we have any additional questions or are you?
Yeah, just one more question, Megan. Is the total cost of the construction of the roundabout included within the bond proceeds? Is it going to be paid for?
No.
No?
So we're hoping that between the credits, between the credits and then the 2.5 million that they've contributed to provide or they have committed to contribute at closing, that will cover the full roundabout cost. But if it's not, then the city would identify another one of our sources to pay that remaining difference. But we're hoping that all of that can be paid for through this agreement.
And the source of funds for paying the bond is TIF, I assume. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Excellent question, Brad. Any additional questions? Hearing no questions, I love a motion to approve, motion to, approve, FRC 02R03 0722.
Move to approve.
Second?
All in favor, say aye.
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 Any opposed, same sign. We have approval. Any old business that we need to discuss, folks? New business?
Rick and Lawrence and Lisa, any next meetings to have on their radar?
Nothing comes to mind right now. You should have copies of the lease for execution. Is that right?
I think I've got a couple of things.
That?
Yep.
We're going to start running into spring break week, so keep that in mind as well.
Yep. Did I see something about April 11th though?
Yeah, we'll need to have a meeting when we do the Highline confirmatory, but that'll be after council. We just need a little bit of lead time. Baker Tilly has tax impact statements they perform with the last stage of creating an allocation area. So I think that's the date they had penciled in right now, but we can revisit a little bit closer after if council passes the Highline piece of it next week.
Okay.
If we have no old business or new business, then I call an adjournment, because I don't know if we have to vote for an adjournment, do we?
Yeah, I don't think anybody cares, but to be 100% accurate, I would do it, but that's me. We're adjourned.
Thank you.
Thanks all. Bye.
Yeah, thank you.